Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your captain speaking. We will be flying at an altitude of self-evaluating heights. The quote of the day is, so fasten your seatbelts and get ready to take flight.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Take Flight podcast. I am your host, Ophir, otherwise known as Golden Ophir, and I have my two amazing co-hosts with me. We have Phil, and we have Simone, also known as Peace Monster.
Hey guys.
Yes, and we're so excited to share this amazing day with you. So guys, give me a little update. What's been going on? How y'all been doing? Let me know. Spill the tea. I got my mug is. I got my hold on. Where the mug gone? I can't find the mug. Hold on.
You can't find the mug?
Hey,
Yo,
how you doing?
so cheers.
How you doing?
Wendy. Cheers. Everybody cheers.
Yes. So please talk to me. Talk to everybody here. What's been going on?
Well, I've been doing pretty good. Just had a lot of reading to be doing and a lot of work I actually started implementing. And workout basically has been going amazing. I'm seeing some form of results. Even though it's small steps, but I know small steps matter. So I'm just
from the last book, Compound Effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I still continue doing it and I see the results as I go and it's been pretty amazing. I mean, some days, like I say, some days you feel like not doing it, but in that mind, say, you know what? It's only a couple, why not? So you still do it. So that's the main thing. Once I stay consistent, I could reach my end goal.
Wonderful. How about you, Simone?
So I've been gauging, and what I mean by gauging, just gauging my time, gauging the things that I have to do, stop procrastinating and put things that I need to do. Just get them out of the way, just get them done. And it makes me just feel better, just working on just getting it done.
Wonderful. I'm a fellow procrastinator as well, so I definitely know how that gets. It's very challenging, but once you get that big moment effect, it's just full speed ahead. Wonderful. So let's get into it. Let's take flight. Let us elevate. Let us go on this plane ride that is going to take us to about however much high altitude, because it's about to be a bumpy ride. Okay, guys. So previously in the last episode, the book that we said that we were going to do for this episode is how to listen. I hate saying this whole. I don't know why Dale Carnegie make this whole big sentence, because I don't be into reading all that all the time. How to win friends and influence people. Phil, you were actually the one that suggested. It was a Phil. Who was it? Who was it that suggested the book?
It was Phil.
Phil, it was you, right?
Hey, who is it? Simone? Is it you, Simone?
No, it was actually, I put it in the group, but it was actually Phil, because we were looking around and I think somebody, I'm in network marketing and we all are in network marketing, and on one of our calls there was this lady. She was just like, hey, like I'm not social, I'm very antisocial, like how do I interact with people? I want to do this, but like I don't know how to, and I don't know what to do. So this book came about and it was just like, it is what it is, the title, How to Win Friends and Gain Influence. So that's how this came about.
Okay, wonderful. And listen, Phil, you were saying something.
No, I was saying, basically, I like the book. It's pretty good because, like, a lot of time growing up, I'm an introvert. I don't really talk. Like, you hear me talking now, you'll be like, yo, that's not, talking wasn't my thing. I was so scared to hear my own voice. But I realized that reading certain things, and it helped me to get over that hump. And this book is actually an amazing book because the stuff that, a lot of stuff it talks about is like something that we already know, but not realizing it's not being implemented in our lives and in other people's lives and how we were brought up as well and stuff like that. So you realize that people, like how they say the question, good manners take you around the world.
Mhm.
So it's basically just elaborating more about the good manners and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. When you guys first introduced the book in the group, I didn't realize how impactful this book would have been in my personal life. Like, I've literally seen my communication change and the reaction that I've gotten from persons, a complete 180 when it comes to reading this book. So this book is definitely in the top one. It's definitely in the top 1%. Like, this book has changed. It changed my life. I have recommended this book to so many people. So you know what? Let's get into the discussion. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's take flight with how to win friends and influence people. So I'm going to start with you first, Phil. What were your expectations with reading this book, and give us a little bit of some of the nuggets that you took away from this book? Because I think when you read the title, you kind of have an idea of what the book is about. But were you shocked by a lot of what was said and how it kind of influenced the way you dealt, the way you deal with people, the way you deal with your business, the way you deal with life in general?
When I read it, when I first saw the title, let's go with the title. When I first saw the title, it's like, win friends and influence people. It's like, okay. Should help me a bit because I'm in network marketing. Always good to have a good communication. Let me see if I learn it. And when I started reading, I'm like, whoa. Like, the stuff they said that I know that, okay, well, you have to, let's say, what I took from it, okay, you know, when we grew up, we all have been, let's do the Caribbean, basically. And how our parents is row us, oh, you do this wrong, or why you do this, oh, that's wrong, and oh, no, you good for nothing, or you make a mistake, and no, you know, and they quick to row and quick to respond, and then they wonder why we as kids to say, do whatever we want to do when it comes to that case. Like, you already telling us this, like, you won't get us a move at all, because you already giving us the bad, but this book actually explains it that the best way to do it is to compliment somebody, encourage somebody, let them know, like, listen, you're doing a great job, you're doing it this way. And then he said, like, that's simple, like, well, if you do it this way, it'll be a little bit much better, but you're doing it actually way, but try and make it a little shift. That's simple correction, that simple way of just complimenting and then letting people know where they can make the shift. You get a better response in that way. And it's different than, we all know that you have to be nice, but it's different how it is that we all, first thing when we do something wrong is you scream at somebody or you get upset, not realizing that it's not, that's wrong. That's just only how we program. Our bosses make noise at us. We don't get no compliments from our boss. But to say, when you have people in your life, your friends, your business, you gotta say, listen, you're doing a great job, you're doing an excellent job, but this is how you shift it a bit. Try, do it this way. Like with me, like the other day, one of my leaders, mentors in my company, I was saying amazing so much, and he's like, Phil, you're doing a great job, but you need to just cut down on amazing so much because you saying it too much repetitive. And from him saying it, he could have been like, wait, Philip, oh, you saying I'm amazing too much, and you know, even Robert, I would have been like, but you need to do your own presentation in my head. But how he came and approached me was like, okay, I'm doing a great job, but if I tweak it a bit, I'll do a better job. So that was like, and when he did that, I realized this guy had read this book. Like, I could see people who read the book, the way they speak to me, the way they talk to me and stuff like that. And it's an amazing read.
Then, to touch on the whole network marketing thing, I don't know if you remember these guys, but remember when Anton would say whenever you want to get somebody to jump on the call, he would also give key phrases on would you mind, would you do that? And that was in the book, and I literally wrote it down. And they were saying how little phrases like "I'm sorry to trouble you," "Would you be so kind as to," "Won't you please," "Would you mind?" It was like there was like little courtesies like these oil the I can't read oil the coils of the monotonous grind of everyday life and are the hallmark of good breeding. Because in actuality, you're like, look, if you would be so kind as to, that stirs something in the person.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that stirs something in the person. Like, okay, yeah, I would have no problem doing that. Like, you weren't demanding them to do it. You're like giving them a suggestion. Would you be so kind? And it's amazing. And I've used that in when I'm inviting persons to see the amazing product that we have. I don't ever be like, listen, I always be like, would you mind? And I've seen that by using those type of keywords, I get back about 100% a positive response from persons. Can you guys say the same in terms of have you guys used words similar to that?
Yeah,
I
that's
told
like
what both of you had said. I think it's a matter of, like both of you said, basically asking the person, although you don't have to come at them that way, but it's just common courtesy, it's just like letting them know, like, this is totally your choice, and it's not, I want you to ever feel like I'm demanding you, but it's just letting the other person, basically what we've been saying, feel validated, and I would say for me, a big thing that I have learned, and I wasn't doing it in a bad way, but when you recognize, like, reading this book helped me recognize something that I always used to do, and it was such a horrible thing, but internally I didn't mean it for bad. So when somebody would be speaking to me, they'll come like, you catching up with old friend, they'll be like, hey girl, what's up, blah blah blah, and they'll be like, let's say an example, we'll be like, hey, well, Johnny just went off to school, and let's say I have a son named Kristen, I'll be like, oh, well, Kristen just did this too. Or they'll say something else, and I feel as if I have to follow up with them. And it's not just like, oh, I'm doing it because it's just like, okay, you have something to say, so I have something to say about my kid doing this too. It was just that more of me just saying like, okay, should I keep the conversation going or whatever, stuff like that. But sometimes you just need to let people speak their piece, hear them out, let them tell you about their life, enjoy what they have to say, put you on the back burner for a second, just be present with them. Be present in that conversation, be present with them, hear them out, and let them know that you love what they're saying. You're loving their presence. Like, and I think a lot of people don't have that. The fact of, like, I know for me, Phil, when I talk to Phil, I know that Phil is genuinely there for me or with me. And that feeling you can't pay for, to know that somebody will always listen to you genuinely, like with no type of agenda beneath it or behind it, and they care about your well-being.
And even in the book, it also says when someone is talking about themselves, unless they ask you about what you're doing, just let them talk. Just let them talk. But I will share a story with you. I was in a bit of an argument with a close friend. I got a little, my mouthy in the best. So, I say, take some time, So, one mind told me, I think, everyone want to say one mind, but the Holy Spirit is like, well, Fl3ght, don't answer back right away. Read the book for a couple minutes. So I was like, okay. So I lie down. I read the book. Literally the chapter I was reading spoke exactly to what I was dealing with my friend. So after reading a few pages of the book, the Holy Spirit was like, okay, now respond to that person. And I used what I read from the book in that situation. And let me tell you something. My friend messaged back and he was like, Ophelia, that's the best thing you've said since the situation happened. That he's like, that was the most notable thing you've ever said since this issue has come up. And I was like, wow, I got like a complete, honestly, I was not expecting that response at all. I was not expecting that response. And I was like, wow, that's the best thing you said since the situation. I was like, wow, I say this book is powerful. And we have landed this plane, guys. We have traveled through how to win friends and influence people. And we have gone through the clouds. And now we have landed. Thank you so much for taking flight with us. This was such an amazing time for us, topic for us. And I feel like there were some real nuggets that we personally took away. And I know that you guys will take away too. For our next episode, we're gonna be a little more lighthearted with the next episode. So you don't have to worry about a book. We're gonna just have fun for the next episode. So please, please, please do stay tuned. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. We love you. God bless. And listen, we are always ready to take flight because learning is what? An elevated experience. Thank you so much, and you guys take care.